Hi, this is Brandon from Airmax, here today to show you how to troubleshoot your EcoSeries fountain. Routine maintenance will generally keep your fountain running smoothly, but occasionally you may run into a situation where your unit is not operating properly. If your fountain or lights are not operating correctly, there are a few quick things you can check before moving on to advanced troubleshooting. First, if the spray patterns are irregular or smaller than usual, unplug the fountain and lights and check the intake screen and nozzle area for debris. If the fountain and lights are not working at all, first, check the timer pins in the control panel to ensure they are set correctly. Second, check or reset the GFCI in the control panel to ensure it is not tripped. Finally, bypass the control panel and plug the fountain or light power cord directly into your original power source to see if the fountain or lights turn on. If the fountain or lights turn on, then your control panel could be defective. If the fountain or lights do not turn on, then follow these steps to further troubleshoot. Before performing any additional troubleshooting, unplug the fountain and lights from the control panel and bring your unit to shore. Also, disconnect the power cords from the motor and lights. Before we get started, make sure to have the following tools handy: a clamp multimeter, a megometer, and an AC line splitter. When troubleshooting, it is best to test the power source that feeds the control panel first and work your way towards the motor or lights. Step 1. Test the power source. First, use a clamp multimeter to test the power source coming into the control panel. An optimal reading should be between 114 and 126 volts. A reading outside of this range indicates a potential issue with the power source and you should call a licensed electrician. A reading within this range indicates no issue with the power source and we can move on to the next step. Step 2. Test the outlets in the control panel. Before testing, make sure to rotate the timer dial to the on position. Note, in order to properly test the outlet labeled lights, the photocell in the control panel must be fully covered for at least 60 seconds before the power to the outlet will turn on. We will need to test both power outlets in the control panel using your clamp multimeter. An optimal reading on both outlets should be between 114 and 126 volts. A reading outside of this range indicates your control panel may need to be replaced. A reading within range indicates there is no issue and we can move on to the next step. Step 3. Test the power cord. First, check each end of the power cord to ensure pins and sockets have no visible signs of damage. If there are signs of damage, your power cord will need to be replaced. If there is no damage, plug your fountain into the power outlet on the control panel labeled fountain. Then use your clamp multimeter to test the voltage on the fountain power cord. Optimal reading should be between 114 and 126 volts. If your meter receives no reading or your GFCI trips, the power cord is bad and must be replaced. A reading within range indicates the power cord is good, however we'll need to check the megs to ensure there is no voltage leak. First, unplug the fountain from the control panel. Use your megometer to test ground to hot, ground to neutral, and neutral to hot. If any of these combinations indicate bad, the power cord needs to be replaced. If all of the combinations are good, then the power cord is good and we can move on to testing the motor. Step 4. Test the motor. Place your AC line splitter into your original power source. Place your clamp multimeter onto X1 on the AC line splitter. Plug your power cord into the fountain motor lead and place your fountain back into the water. Plug the other end of the power cord into the AC line splitter. Power should now be running to the motor. Check your amps. If your readings indicate 7 or more amps, the motor is potentially locked. The motor should be disassembled to remove debris and to clean the rotor. Watch our EcoSeries maintenance video for more information. If you have no readings at all, your motor is bad and needs to be replaced. Testing your lights. Cover the photocell to block out the light and repeat steps 1 through 3 to troubleshoot. If the fountain does not shut off or turns on or off at incorrect times, ensure that the timer pins are inserted and set correctly. Once pins are correctly set, check the timer dial to ensure it is rotating. If timer dial does not rotate, then the control panel is damaged and needs to be replaced. This completes the troubleshooting of your EcoSeries fountain and light kit. For more information, contact your local dealer or visit us online at airmaxeco.com.